Hello guys, and welcome to a new Steel Division video today by me, Vulcan. Today I have for you a 3 versus 3 on Hill 112, and in this one I'm going to be playing with Haymaker and Betts. So in this one I'm going to be using the 3rd Canadian Infantry Division, and I'm going to be playing with Betts is using the Guards Armoured, and Haymaker is going to be using the 3rd Canadian as well. We're playing against a 352nd Infantry deck, 91st Luftlander deck, and a Panzer Lehr deck, so quite a variance on the opposing team, whereas ourselves, we're very much focused on our Canadian infantry and then the centre guards armoured. So there has been a few things going on I just wanted to cover with you guys. My computer completely died on me. I'm pretty sure it's like a CPU or motherboard problem, so I had to rebuild my entire computer with old parts that I had laying around from my old computer. So I've sort of got like this hybrid new / old computer thing going on at the moment, which does mean that content is less likely to be coming out at the moment, like less quantity anyway. I'm hoping to get at least 1 video a day out from now on. Hopefully more than that, because I've been trying to go for 2/3 videos a day, which is quite a lot, and it's been a lot of work. But on my like computer that before it broke, I was able to render in time, you know, in order to push out that many videos. Whereas with this computer now, with the older CPU and the older motherboard, basically, and also the older RAM, is just things take ages to render in comparison. So my videos, you know, take too long to make, and therefore you can only make so many in a day. But I'm hoping to be able to like push through that, maybe like render overnight and stuff, and maybe get out the same amount of videos, but it'll definitely be a lot of hard work, so please bear that in mind. Either way, here we are with this 3 versus 3, and it's a pretty good one. It's quite interesting because it's not like the most perfect gameplay ever, and there's quite a lot to talk about. So if I just speed it up and we'll wait until the deployment finishes, then I can show you guys exactly where my units are heading. So we do have a few units here and there. Let's just let it get underway. I'll just slow it back down again, and we can have a look at where my orders are going. So this is my units on the left side. I'm going to be taking the left. We're going to have Haymaker in the middle, and then we're going to see Betts on the right. So I've got a mix of recon with AT guns, and then just rifles basically at the start. I've also got the Staghound AA, and Staghound is something that I recently added to this division after the latest update. I will be doing a video about the latest update because there was quite a lot of changes, and it kind of buffed and nerfed quite a lot of the divisions. I still think that it was great overall, and I think a lot of the divisions are very viable in this game. I think most of the battle groups are usable, especially in 2v2 plus games. In 1v1 it's a completely different story. There are always going to be divisions that are better than others, but in 2v2, 3v3, 4v4, I think all of the divisions are very much viable in their own sense. So here we can see the sniper scouts going to be moving up through the tree line here, accompanied by some rifles. I've got the 6-pounder going to be trying some pot shots at these cars. If I could kill one of those Opel Blitzes, I would be able to destroy the unit inside. Over on this left side, my scouts are engaging the Kubel and the Opel Blitz there. So that's the universal carrier assisting against the opposing recon, and I'm going to have the Staghound AA move up with its twin 50 cals to provide fire support, and you can see that opens up and pins down the spear through very quickly. Got the 6-pounder on the left side, that's being pinned down by the MG34, and then we have another unit of rifles coming up here. Also got another unit of snipers on the top side with some rifles, and that's pretty much my combo, snipers and rifles with 6-pounders. Then in the centre, Haymaker's going to be pushing up with the Ram 2. He's got a Humber Mark 3 there, rifle squads, recce squads pushing on through. Over on the right side, Betts is going to be taking his Cromwells and armoured deck through here to try and push across this open, but it does look like it's going to be countered by a couple of AT guns there early on. So my sniper scouts do get hit very hard, and I'm forced to fall them back. I'm moving up the scouts here to engage the spear troop. And basically the idea is to get the recon information on what my enemy's doing and then take out the squads where I need to in order to push. So up here, this is quite an easy kill for me. Some Ersatztruppen, able to kill them pretty quickly with the sniper scouts and the rifles. And then I'm just going to continue to push on through. So speared troop opening up onto my scouts, but fortunately the scouts able to pin them down very quickly with the help of Haymaker's links there. This Staghound AA was doing a fantastic job in pinning down the Ersatz, but the IG-18 there is actually going to kill off my scouts, so that was kind of annoying. I'm going to replace them as soon as I can. I've still got the sniper scouts up on the hill for that recon as well. And there are some AT guns up here, so I need to be a bit careful with my Staghound AA. But I am going to go for the kill onto the Fallschirmjäger. If I can get this kill, that's definitely going to help me out. Up on the top side, the engagement with the Ersatztruppen still continuing. Sniper scouts actually getting pretty damn low on ammunition, honestly. But yeah, if I can kill off the spear troop, that's going to help out. If I can kill off the Fallschirmjäger, that would be very good as well. But mortars starting to come in now onto my sniper scouts. Now this was actually an FK-39 that I spotted earlier, but it's only got 9 HE. It's not too powerful, but definitely decent range on that. Is going to do a lot of damage to my sniper scouts there. The Staghound AA coming up to pin down some more infantry there, whilst the riflemen engage them, moving up the sniper scouts here, trying to get them in range of these fire support weapons to try and take those out. We've got a lot of infantry coming down the road here now, so that's more Fallschirmjägers. Do manage to kill off the Kubel there, which I believe destroyed their command unit, which was nice, and I managed to take out a second Opel Blitz as well. So that's just some Ersatztruppen going down there alongside the Fallschirmjäger, so that was fantastic. So 2 squads taken out by the 6-pounder. Perfect. And that was much in part due to the rifle leader giving that the extra veterancy, so it worked out really well. Staghound AA here is using up all its ammunition to pin down these infantry squads while my rifles continue. I've actually moved up the sniper scouts with return fire because I just want them to reveal all these fire support weapons so that I can engage them with my command carrier, with my 2-inch mortar carrier and the Staghound AA. Universal carrier coming up here with the extra recon. And on the right side, the engagement's still happening against the Ersatztruppen. Managed to make one of the squads surrender, breaking through on that side. So just dropping out more scouts here. They're going to be engaging the Ersatztruppen with the help of the command carrier. The Pak-40 is slowly moving forwards, and that's going to start to be an issue soon. Got the 2-inch carrier and the command carrier moving up, and the command carrier I think is trying to get in range of the Pak-40 at the moment. Only has 700 meter range, so it has to get pretty damn close in order to be effective. But the Pak-40 is going to be able to get onto my scouts here and, well, kills them off. So I lose another recon squad on the left side, and that was really starting to become an issue. So I still have my sniper scouts here and my sniper scouts on the top, but I don't have any solid recon that's going to stick about. If these sniper squads get found, basically what's going to happen is they'll get killed instantly. Pak-40 eventually gets pinned down, but does kill off the command carrier there. Staghound AA is still helping out with its 30 cal, but it's run out of 50 cal ammunition. So what I could have done at this point is definitely brought up a supply vehicle to not only resupply these sniper scouts on the top of the hill, but also to resupply the Staghound AA with more 50 cal ammunition. Either way, Haymaker's making some ground in the centre. He's definitely got the majority of the ground on the hill. Our opponents at the moment are currently winning with the 222 points over us because we did lose some ground early on. On this right side, Betts is having a little hard time against the Pak-38 IG combo. It's very, very strong and it's a pain in the ass to deal with. So there's no surprise there. But either way, my 2-inch carrier on the left side is still trying to pin down some of the combo on this side. I've got the, again, IG-18, Pak-36 and obviously the Pak-40 combo going on over here instead. And it's just as hard for me to deal with as well, but fortunately I have these Staghound AAs. They do have the 800 meter range 50 cal, so that works out nicely. Now one of my rifle squads does get killed before it unloads its troops by this Pak-40, and that was rather frustrating, but it is what it is. And I'm going to be starting to engage the Ersatztruppen in this tree line as they are revealed. So I've just brought up some extra rifles just because I need some substance on the front line to hold back the fire support, whilst my Staghound AAs provide the actual fire themselves. My mortar carriers still trying to get shots onto the Pak 40 there. These rifles are engaging the Ersatztruppen and haven't made too much ground, but Haymaker's definitely making dents in the middle, so that's great. Command carrier is going to go down. This Pak 40 was doing work. We still see the IG-18s really causing me issues. So just trying to get the Staghound AA into positions where they can really help us out. These Fallschirmjäger, if we can get rid of those, that will get rid of the extra experience for the Pak 40 and definitely help us out. Mortar now coming in though, very close to my sniper scouts. I'm actually going to use them to try and take out the Fallschirmjäger, but the mortar smack bang in the face is going to kill off those sniper scouts. So that was annoying. Another Kubel goes down. I believe I killed another command unit there. That was perfect. Best shot I could have hoped for, because that makes these Fallschirmjägers a lot less effective as they move into that tree line. However, I am still being pushed very, very hard. My Canadian division, I could have been using probably some stormtroopers at this point to try and push through the tree line, but I'm trying to engage them at a reasonable range at the moment so that I can deal with the fire support. What would happen if I use stormtroopers currently is the IG-18s would probably knock them out in a couple of shots, which is not what I need. So I need to basically reply to the IG-18 with these Staghound AAs because they are so good at countering fire support. So you can see the 50 cals are going to get on target onto the Pak 40. Fortunately, the Pak 40 is going to force my Staghound AA to fall back, trying to get the 2-inch carrier to fire there at the Pak 40 sooner than later. This one is finally being reloaded, this Staghound AA, and I've brought up a third one. So I've got 3 Staghound AAs on the go now. And then simply to help mow down this infantry, take out the Pak 36s, double 50 cals, stun things very quickly, and that's basically the plan. We've got some more infantry coming up on the right side to support these rifles, and we've moved into phase B. So we're currently running the +1. Haymaker is basically taking full control of the top of the hill, and on the right side Betts is holding as best he can. I'm trying to hold on this left side as I am being pushed very hard. That Staghound AA does manage to take out the Fallschirmjäger, which is a good start. Managed to get targets onto the Pak 36. Unfortunately, one of the Staghound AAs goes down, but managed to take out the Pak 36 in reply, so that's not so bad. I'm just going to continue up here because without the AT gun on the left side, these IG-18s are open to attack. Just going to make sure that that doesn't get stunned too much before he gets in range. The only trouble with this is they only have 800 meter range. They're going to be opening up as soon as I can in order to try and get this IG, but IG-18 is going to make me fall back before I can do so. And this is what really makes the IG-18s that much more powerful. So I used to hate the IG-18s, and I pretty much said it in one of my battle group videos once, and that was when the IG-18s had 800 meter range. The extra 200 meter range that they buffed them with is a massive deal, because as you can see here, IG-18s can actually kill like a 3 armor unit. I think it hit it in the side armor, but still. And making it 1000 meter range, especially like because it can stun your unit before it can drive into range, especially like 800 meter 50 cals for example. It's a big deal. So yeah, making them 1000 meter range really made them very strong, and it makes them terribly hard to deal with like 50 cal vehicles. Still worth a try though, but didn't work out in this case. So losing 2 of my Staghounds there. The rifles are being pinned down pretty damn hard by Ersatztruppen right now. I'm just trying to have, well, I'm basically forced to fall back. Now I'm reinforcing myself with this Kangaroo. Again, 50 cals. This one's got a bit more armor, 4 armor, so it shouldn't get stunned as easily by the IG-18s, but still definitely can. Rifles moving and pushing the Fallschirmjägers are being hit by the IG-18 here as well, but I'm just going to let them be pinned down and reveal the Fallschirmjägers, and I'm going to start to bring up these sextons. And I'm going to start to bring up the priest here, the double D priest, because these are fantastic again for dealing with long range fire support. And the only trouble with this is there is a Stug coming up the road, Stug 3. I've got to get rid of that Stug. I'm hoping the 6-pounder can do the job here. Bounces its first shot. We've also got a Stug 42 coming up, and this has 1,200 meter range. Can actually outrange my 6-pounder. I'm going for the shot here. That 6-pounder basically needs to take out the Stug or it dies, and it didn't with its first shot, so IG-18 is going to get the kill. So now I'm dealing with the Stug combo, and it's quite hard for me to deal with without any tanks. I'm forced to bring up some decent AT guns, and I'm starting to mortar all of these Ersatztruppen where I can. Getting the 50 cals onto target there as well. Should be able to help me out, clear up some of these Ersatztruppen. And once my rifles are no longer pinned down, they can move forwards and try to capture them, make them surrender. So with Haymaker controlling the centre hill, that does take a lot of pressure away from the sides, and Betts is making some ground on his far right now, which is fantastic. 53% territory in our favour. So we're currently running the +1, and I've still got my mortars going. The Sextons are trying to hit the opposing artillery, as well as these IG-18s, just trying to pin them down, make things a lot easier for my infantry. You can see the rifles there, as soon as they try and move up, are just being hit very hard by the Flak 36 and the IG-18 there. Just going to let that artillery continue for now, whilst my AT guns come up to support. You can see I've also actually hidden the Staghound AA and the Kangaroo behind this tree line. That was actually done on purpose because obviously I don't want the Stug 3 to be getting free kills onto my fire support units. I'm also starting to fall back some of my rifles, so I'm being pushed pretty damn hard, and it's not going to get much better as the opposing player here, Hiso, gets more and more income moving into phase C. It's a 91st Luftlander though, so it's not so bad. Once he runs out of Fallschirmjägers, I should be able to push him pretty damn hard. These Stugs are only an issue for so long. You can see I brought in 2 6-pounders, and these are 1-star thanks to the rifle leader nearby. My Priest Double D is now opening up onto the Fallschirmjägers as well. This has 1,200 meter range, so it can also outrange the IG-18s, which is perfect. So there goes the Fallschirmjägers. That's a good start. I've also brought up a Dingo to support my Sextons, makes them 3 stars. They fire very, very quickly, and you can see I'm still focusing down the IG-18s where I can, the Pak 40, and I've also been trying to hit this FK 39. So 6-pounders just trying to move up here. They did spot them come in, so they were trying to arty them. But what I really need to do is take out the Stug 42. My first 6-pounder though is going to engage the Stug 3 there. Off-map artillery is going to come in onto this location. I was pretty lucky for it to completely avoid my 6-pounders. I end up taking out the Pak 40 there. And yeah, a single shot doesn't land on top of my 6-pounders, so they both survive. Yes, they get stunned because the shots landed nearby, but the 6-pounders surviving is a massive deal there. The Priest being shot at by the Stug 42 here. Sextons are changing their targets once again. I'm just waiting for the 6-pounders to come back online so they can have a go at the Stug 42. The only trouble is that my command unit got killed. So these are both non-vetted 6-pounders, which is a big deal. They're going to get pinned down again by the opposing Stug there. Ersatztruppen are going to get killed, and what I'm going to do is start my push back up here now. Staghound AA should be able to rip to shreds the Ersatz. So alongside the sniper scouts, just using that combination to try and push forwards there. The Kangaroo does get taken out by the opposing Stugs, and since I'm being mortared here, the 6-pounders are going to be told to fall back. Priest is also helping out with that infantry, and I'm using my Sextons to try and help pin down the opposing Stugs here. So yeah, quite a lot going on. and I have been pushed very, very hard. It wasn't the most fun start to a game ever. It definitely did a great job of putting the pressure on me with those ersatz and using the fire support there, the IG-18s and the AT combo to hit me very hard in the early game. And it was unfortunate that my Staghound couldn't get into range to kill the IG-18s early, otherwise I would have had a much better time. So now what I'm going to do here is put the 6-pounder onto return fire, just so that when the Stugs get closer I can go for the ambushing shot there. I do lose one of my AT guns and I just lose the second there to the off map, so that's a bit of a problem. Still being pushed relatively hard. Staghound A is going to be forced back and actually killed off by the IG-18 or the Stur 42 there. Pak 38 is going to hit my universal carrier hard, and just trying to get my sextons onto that fire support now to make sure that I don't lose too much more ground. Haymaker's still being pushed very hard in the centre. He's actually having to deal with 2 off-map Panzer IVs there. But we're still gaining 52% territory lead due to Betts making some ground on the right side.
We've got him.
So, Kubel MG is going to get killed by the artillery there. Oh, actually, that was the Vickers MG, sorry. Priest WD is going to take out the Pak 38 at max range, so that was nice. And I've also brought up 2 Wolverines. So there's the Stur 42s and the Stug 3s. The Stugs, especially Stug 4s, are really good for dealing with Wolverines. However, Stug 3s aren't as great, and neither are Stur 42s, of course. So I'm going to be using a Dingo alongside both of my Wolverines to make sure they have the extra veterancy to engage the Stugs and Sturs. ME-109 is being brought up now. I wasn't entirely sure why that was being used, but it was probably just to escort the HS-129. The HS-129 going to come in, go for the attack onto the Wolverines. We're really fortunate for that not to actually take out either of my Wolverines. ME-109 is going to come in hard onto my planes there. And Haymaker's going to bring in his Spitfire and Typhoon to help out, so that was fantastic. He's going to be able to get the Spitfire on target of one of the HS-129, or one of the ME-109, sorry. And now, well, the Panzer player actually surrenders. So I believe that was a player in the centre, was having a hard time pushing into Haymakers. Haymakers now up against AI. We are going to be seeing us engage the opponents with more Spitfires and the Typhoons here to try and take out the second ME-109, but Haymaker's going to accidentally evac his plane, so that wasn't ideal, but oh well. Didn't particularly matter in the grand scheme of things, since we now had air domination in general. So Sexton's still going for the fire onto the IG-18 here. Yeah, our opponent in the middle did surrender, and I'm not entirely sure why he surrendered, because he's actually using Panzer Lehr, and we literally just reached phase C. So he's going to be running in with 150 points per minute, and this would have been the chance for him to come back into this game. But he's kind of just left it to the AI, so Haymaker's going to be having a reasonably fun time up there, slaughtering a lot of the AI's units. But Priest WD now coming up and really being useful as it kills off a lot of this infantry. Betts is also going to be coming in with the Spitfire Mark 9s to kill off some of these pioneers in the open, which is great, and we're going to be taking out the Schwimmwagen on the left side. So Wolverine's still very much alive back here after that initial HS-129 attempt, and they're going to now be moving forwards to engage the Stur 42s. We've got the rifles moving back. These rifles are trying to hold off the Erzatruppen and Grenadiers. We've got the last of the off-map artillery coming in here. That's going to be hitting my infantry very hard. Spitfires is going to be shot down. So I did lose that, and I did lose that fighter, but yeah, in general we're doing okay. We are being slowly pushed back, but as soon as I can get these Wolverines to be effective and killing off these Stur 42s, then I should be okay. So I brought up this rifle leader. It is being pinned down at the moment. Wolverine's going to be opening up onto the Stur 42. And look at all the 50 cals engage this Grenadier. So first shot misses. Wolverine's going to open up again. We're going to bounce that time. Just trying to bring this Wolverine across so it has line of sight onto that Stuart as well, and then we can go for the double shot. And whilst he's retreating, I'm just going to continue to move up my Kangaroo alongside the rifles, and I've also got some scouts here as well to provide my recon. I'm bringing up a second priest, and I do have some extra infantry on the way. I'm going to need infantry if I want to advance past these tree lines. And here we are going for another large air engagement. Haymaker's going to be engaging the Focke-Wulf 190s with the Spitfires. Now, as the opposing aircraft come over my lines, they are going to get hit by many 50 cals thanks to the Priest of these. But what's going to happen here is the Typhoon is going to get hit hard by the ME-109s. Just about gets away. Black 88 is going to force these Spitfires back though, and the ME-109 is going to get, or try and get onto the tail of that, but going to be forced to fall back. Both the Spitfires going to try and fly out of there. They get out alive for now. So Crusader AA was brought in by myself to help with these aircraft as well. Kangaroo's getting line of sight onto the IG-18 to kill that off alongside the Sextons. And now I've also got the Priest for the hill here, so that's allowing me to pin down all of these Pioneers and Ersatztruppen. So with them pinned down, I can probably try and charge them down with the rifles, and that's definitely something that I should have been trying to do here. But still, able to kill them off pretty damn quick either way with the Priests. Just got the push on the go here. Got the Wolverines. One's moving on the left side, one's moving on the right side. Then I've got that covered by a Priest Double D, and I've got a Kangaroo there as well. So we're definitely making some ground since we've broken through the majority of the 91st Luftlander's infantry. I've been killing off Ersatztruppen all over the place, and it looks like he's pretty low on Fallschirmjägers at this point, so that's perfectly fine by me. Sniper Scouts opening up to help provide the lethal blows to the last of the infantry, and we're continuing with the Canadian push into Phase C. Now what was quite odd about this was that normally if you lose in Phase A as allies, it's pretty much game over. But in this case, it definitely wasn't. It was almost the opposite. It was like I was coming back in Phase C, which to me was very odd. Either way, HS-129 is going to be coming over my lines. All of my 50 cals do engage it and get it pretty damn low on health. So I'm going to be going with the Spitfire there to try and shoot that down. My Mosquito also coming in there to go for shots onto the enemy. Spitfire though does get shot down. I'm trying to get my Mosquito basically out of there, but it gets caught on by an ME-109. So I lose both my planes, and honestly that wasn't the most intelligent sort of engagement that I've ever gone for. Haymaker comes across with his Spitfires, and now he's going to be able to engage the ME-109s here. So my Crusader AA did a good job of pinning those down. I'm just waiting for Haymaker's Spitfires to get on target there, and he can shoot those guys down. If he can get rid of them, that's absolutely perfect. So the combination of the Priest WD and the Crusader AA, the Crusader AA has an 800 meter range 11 HE power gun. So they do a lot of damage together, especially against any units that are in range. Wolverine's still moving up here, and I've got the artillery coming in onto the enemy Flak 36. So yeah, things looking pretty damn good. I've got this Dingo here. I've brought that up to accompany the left Wolverine, whilst the Dingo on the right sticks with this Wolverine. Dingo's still hanging about with these Sextons, and I am starting to be like counter-artied, but didn't particularly matter since the Sextons are armoured, so that's quite nice. The only thing I really need to be worried about is off-map, because off-map's the only thing that can cause enough lethality in order to kill it indirectly. Either way, Haymaker's making some serious progress against the AI now, and Betts, has stabilised on the right side. They're really going for this hard push now. Going to bring up some infantry to try and secure these buildings as I continue forwards. Make sure that I have those covered for my Wolverines, because I don't want to move these Wolverines up past these houses without knowing they're clear, nor do I want to just move up them without controlling them myself, because that just basically leaves you very prone to ambushes. I should also be bringing up my sniper scouts at this point, so that was a little bit of a mistake. Having those in front would have been nice. I do have the scouts here, but having the sniper scouts on the high ground would have been great. So HS-129 is going to come in and focus down my Crusader AA. Kind of annoying, because it is basically the only AA that I have, or had, apart from the 50 cals. But the 50 cals run out very quickly, especially on these priests, because I don't know, they just seem to chug through their 50 cal ammunition very, very quickly. By the way, HS-129 is coming back here. We're going to see another HS-129 there. That one's going to be going for the Wolverine. I'm going to lose the Wolverine and the Priest. So HS-129 is definitely doing a lot of work, but I still have my Sextons alive, and that's all that matters at this point. Wolverines are going to become less and less useful as I continue to push through, because they're able to reinforce themselves with AT guns and so on to create ambushing positions a lot quicker. So the closer you get to the spawn, I think the less you should rely on tanks and the more you should rely on your own like fire support weapons like AT guns. So you want to be bringing your own AT guns all the way up to their spawn so that you can cover that off. But for now, what I'm going to be doing, bringing up my Staghound AA alongside the Kangaroo and Crusader AA Mark II. Then I've got a couple units of infantry. These are Stormtroopers. And you can see the Crusader AA Mark II here is actually the 3-star, because they added 2 Crusader AA Mark II with 2 stars available in Phase C on the Canadian deck, and they are fantastic for pinning down enemy aircraft. So that's really what I bring them in for here. They can also demolish infantry, which is just another benefit of having them. See my artillery still coming in hard onto the Flak 36, and some Stormtroopers have been pushed here onto the opponents. Do manage to kill off an enemy unit there, but the HE grenade of the Stormtroopers actually kills the Stormtrooper squad itself, which was definitely interesting to say the least. Crusader AA is going to hit these hit this ME-109 very damn hard. We're also going to go for the shot onto the Focke-Wulf 190, and I do shoot down the ME-109. HS-129 now coming in. Going to be hitting that very hard with the Crusader AA as well, and that's going to go down too. So Crusader AA, incredible lethality. You can see any of these aircraft that fly over my airspace are getting hit so damn hard, it's ridiculous. Spitfire is going to be drawing the ME-109 over here as well. Haymaker using that plane to try and get the kill onto the ME-109. Unfortunately, it doesn't quite pay off. I'm pretty sure Haymaker was hoping that I would be able to stun that before his Spitfire went down, but that wasn't the case, unfortunately, and Haymaker loses his plane, and with that anyway, he is going to surrender. So 91st Luftlandde on the left side now in a pretty damn bad spot. So that's going to be the AI taking over on the left side, so the only player that's left we're playing against is Devastator on the right with his 352nd Infantry Division. I'm just going to be continuing the push on my side either way. No point in stopping. When it gets to this point in the game, you just want to end it as soon as possible because, well, 2 of your opponents have left and normally you should be winning anyway, and AI is just going to be bringing in more and more of these random units which aren't necessarily the best counters to what I'm using. So for example, Wolverine here is always going to win against a Marder 2 unless the Marder 2 gets a decent first shot, but this Marder 2 is not veteran at all. So Wolverine should win out in this case. So just continuing forwards with the rifle and scout combo here with the Crusader AA, and I've also got my Dingo, Kangaroo, just basically moving up everything the best I can. Still got the Sextons going to work, and I do take out the Marder 2 there, which is fantastic. Couple units of Ersatztruppen did get stuck behind enemy lines since Haymakers pushed all the way through here and covered them off. And then Betts is really making some ground on the right as well. As you can see, Harris moving up here with another Firefly to challenge the Befehl Tiger Can the Firefly do the job? Yes, it can. Kills off the Tiger, and Betts is going to continue his move on the right side. So bringing in a Mosquito here, that's going to be getting onto the HS-129, trying to shoot that down. Best thing about the Mosquitoes is they do have those fantastic weapons, which are very, very strong if they can get onto the back of an airplane, and HS-129 goes down very quickly there. Finally take out one of the artillery units, and the PaK-38 they're going to get hit very hard by the 50 cals of the Wolverine, the Kangaroo, and also the Dingo getting involved there. All of these reinforcements coming down the road, getting hit so hard. I'm in a bit of a predicament against this Stug because I don't have too much to kill it off. I've got one of the Wolverines obviously here, but the Wolverine on the right side I believe got killed off. So not much to use at the moment. Just trying to possibly make the Stug surrender if I can with the Stormtroopers, and that's exactly what I managed to do. So I used the 22 HE power TNT, the satchel charge there, to panic the Stug 3. Then it surrenders because there's no command unit nearby. So that worked out really, really nicely, and it's definitely something you can do with like Pioneer squads and with Stormtrooper squads. Any squad that basically has a high HE power grenade made for anti-infantry, you can use it to stun tanks at close range. So be wary of that because it can definitely help you out. 50 cals there though, you can see them demolishing the infantry as I move up. What would have been ideal on this left side is more recon. You can see I'm trying to get these scouts desperately into position so that I can continue forwards. But meanwhile, while this all is going on, Achilles and more infantry coming up to reinforce. But since we've reached the 34-minute mark and we're definitely on the way to a victory, our opponents surrender, and that is a total victory for us. So if I jump over to the team's perspective, it's actually quite nice. We do very, very well as a team. Betts definitely doing very well with 3,735 kills to 2,335 losses. Myself, 3,155 kills to 1,835 losses, and Haymaker doing the best out of all of us with his KD of 2,635 kills to 1,135 losses. So it was very interesting this game because in the early game I got pushed back very hard by the 91st Luftlandr, and it was quite hard to deal with obviously the IG PaK combo. But as soon as I got access in Phase B to the priests, basically to all of the solutions to that problem, I could really start to push back into Phase B and C. And you can see the Luftlandr deck actually fell apart because I had like 3-star sextons to deal with like Flak 88s and other AT guns. Just nothing you can do as long as I have the recon in the right places. But yeah, either way, props to our opponents. They definitely tried very hard, and Hiso pushed me back quite hard through the early to mid game, and I was actually quite worried at one point that my line would break, especially at the point where I didn't have too much there and then it was just my sextons. That was quite scary, but managed to pull through, managed to push him back, and it really turned out to be quite a nice game. So if we jump over to the kills, we can have a look at what really did the job. 6-pounder there, taking out Fallschirmjäger and a Fallschirmjäger squad and an MG34 before they even dropped out of their vehicles. We're going to see Command Carrier take out Speertroop and Ersatztruppen there. Staghounds were killing off lots of Ersatztruppen for me. This one taking out a PaK-36 and a Fallschirmjäger. See, the Priest really went to work on the IG-18s and other fire support weapons like the PaK-40, PaK-38 and Flak 36s. We've got the Wolverine coming in to take out the Stug and the Marder 2. And this Wolverine took out 2 of the Stug 42s and another Marder 2. So lots of things are doing very well. And the Crusader AA Mark II taking out 2 airplanes, and the Mosquito taking out a 3rd. So that's where my air kills come in, and that's where a lot of the points on my side of things come from. In terms of losses, we can see this PaK-40 definitely did a lot of work, and the IG-18 there killing off a few light vehicles, a 6-pounder and a rifle squad. Stug 42 also doing quite a lot of work, and then the rest of the kills from the opponents come in onto my Spitfires and Mosquitoes. So that's a lot of my losses there were aircraft, which is not ideal, but either way, it didn't matter at the end of the day. But that's about it for this one, guys. Please obviously remember all I said at the start of the video about the video creation and how many I'm going to be able to get out a day from now on until I get my computer fixed or get new parts or whatever I need to do. It's very expensive if I need to get new parts, but I guess I'll make it work somehow. In the meantime though, thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.